What if the first quiet symptom you ignored was actually the first sign of a silent cancer growing inside you? Thousands of men are living with a time bomb ticking away in their bodies, and most have no idea. There's no pain. No dramatic symptoms. Just small, subtle changes, the kind we often dismiss. But make no mistake, when it comes to prostate cancer, early signs do exist, and they could be the difference between life and regret. In this video, I'll walk you through 8 early warning signs that every man should know, especially if you're over 50. And right in the middle, I'll share a powerful story, a real turning point that most men never hear until it's too late. If you care about your health, or the health of someone you love, take a second to hit subscribe so you never miss what matters. Let's dive in, because what you learn today could save a life tomorrow. Part 1. What is prostate cancer and why it matters? Before we jump into symptoms and signs, let's understand the enemy. Because when you truly understand what's happening inside your body, you're far more likely to act with confidence and urgency. Let's begin with the basics. The prostate is a small gland, about the size of a walnut, situated just below the bladder and in front of the rectum. Though small, it plays a big role in male reproductive health, producing seminal fluid that nourishes and protects sperm. But like any organ, it's vulnerable to disease. Prostate cancer is one of the most common cancers in men, especially those over the age of 50. Yet it rarely makes its presence known early on. It develops quietly, sometimes taking years before symptoms arise. That's what makes it so dangerous. Some types of prostate cancer grow so slowly that they may not cause problems for years. Others, however, are aggressive, spreading to nearby tissues and beyond, even to the bones. The key difference between survival and suffering? Timing and awareness. So many men live as though their health is unshakable. They've never been sick, never needed a doctor, and now they assume nothing could go wrong. But when it comes to prostate cancer, that mindset is a gamble. And the stakes are your life. Think of your prostate as a quiet engine running in the background. When it's functioning well, you hardly notice it. But if something starts to go wrong, the warning lights may be subtle unless you know what to look for. And with that foundation, let's dive into the signs that could make all the difference. Now that we've painted the big picture, it's time to focus on the smaller strokes, the whispers your body gives you. Remember, prostate cancer doesn't ring alarm bells, it taps you gently on the shoulder. If you don't turn around, you might miss the chance to fight back early. Each of these signs is like a piece of a puzzle. Alone, they might seem harmless. But together, they can form a clear picture. So let's take them seriously. And here's a tip, don't wait for every symptom to appear. Even just one sign, if it's unusual, persistent, or worsening, deserves attention. Let's dive in. 1. Frequent urination, especially at night. Let's start with the one most men brush off, that midnight shuffle to the bathroom. Waking up once at night to pee? Normal. 2 to 3 times? That's a signal. This condition is called nocturia, and while it can be caused by things like drinking too much water before bed or diabetes, it's also one of the earliest signs of prostate changes, sometimes even cancer. Here's why. Your prostate surrounds the urethra, the thin tube that carries urine from your bladder out of your body. When the prostate grows, either from age or disease, it presses on that tube. This pressure can make you feel like you need to go even when your bladder isn't full. And the result? Interrupted sleep, daytime fatigue, and most dangerously, delayed diagnosis. Lightbulb doctors note, if you're suddenly waking up more than once a night to urinate and that's new for you, don't chalk it up to just getting older. Schedule a prostate exam. It could be the earliest clue your body gives you. 2. Pain during ejaculation. This one often goes unspoken, not because it's uncommon, but because many men feel too uncomfortable to bring it up. Let's clear that up right now. Your health is more important than your pride. Pain during ejaculation, whether it feels like a sharp sting or a dull ache, can be a sign of inflammation, blockage, or irregularity in the prostate. This pain might feel like it's in the penis, behind the scrotum, or deep inside the pelvis. Think of your prostate as the control center for seminal fluid. It plays a vital role in producing the fluid that carries sperm. When something's wrong, like infection, growth, or cancer, this entire process can go haywire. Stethoscope what you should know. While prostatitis, inflammation, and BPH, benign prostate enlargement, can also cause the symptom, it's the pattern that matters. Is it getting worse? Is it happening frequently? Don't ignore it. 3. Blood in urine or semen. Few symptoms catch your attention like this one. Seeing red, literally, during urination or after ejaculation is known as hematuria or hematospermia, and while it's easy to panic, it's better to act calmly but quickly. This sign could indicate damage to the blood vessels around the prostate, inflammation or infection, or, in more serious cases, tumor growth inside or around the prostate. Brain here's an important distinction. If blood is visible and frequent, or if it shows up alongside other symptoms like pain, frequency, or fatigue, get it checked immediately. Blood doesn't always mean cancer, but it always means your body is asking for attention. 4. Discomfort while sitting. Now, let's talk about a symptom that sneaks into your daily life so subtly, you might not even notice the pattern until it's affecting your comfort everywhere you go. If you feel pressure or pain while sitting, especially in the perineal region, that's the area between your genitals and anus, this could be a sign of prostate swelling or inflammation. Here's a helpful metaphor. Imagine sitting on a small pebble all day. It's irritating, but you adjust. Over time, that small discomfort can become chronic pain. This is often how prostate issues show up. Glowing star, did you know? Advanced prostate cancer can press on surrounding tissues and nerves, causing radiating pain to your hips, thighs, or lower back. If sitting becomes uncomfortable in a way that's new, or doesn't improve, it's time to speak with a doctor. 5. Pain in back, hips, or chest. You might be thinking, that's just old age or a pulled muscle. And sometimes, you're right. But when pain lingers, doesn't respond to rest, or is deep and bone aching, we need to dig deeper. Prostate cancer, in its advanced stages, often spreads to bones, especially the spine, hips, and ribs. This spread is called metastasis, and bone pain is one of the key red flags. Direct hit. Here's what sets this pain apart. It doesn't go away with rest. It gets worse at night. It often feels like a dull, deep pressure rather than sharp pain. Blue Book bonus insight: bone scans and MRIs are often used when doctors suspect prostate cancer has spread. Early detection can prevent this stage entirely. 6. Swollen legs or feet. At first glance, swollen ankles might look like the result of a salty meal or sitting too long. But persistent swelling, especially if it's only on one side or gets worse over time, can signal lymphatic blockage. Prostate cancer, when it spreads, often reaches the lymph nodes in the pelvic region. These nodes help drain fluid from your lower body. When they're blocked by tumor cells, fluid backs up, leading to swelling, tightness, and even skin texture changes. Police car light pro tip: if leg swelling is new, unbalanced, or accompanied by skin changes or fatigue, don't self-diagnose. It's worth a full checkup. 7. Sudden, unexplained weight loss. Weight loss without trying might sound like a dream to some, but in the medical world, it's a red flag. When your body is battling cancer, it uses massive energy to support tumor growth. This hijacks your metabolism and leads to muscle wasting, nutrient loss, and chronic fatigue. Think of it like running an engine full speed, with no oil or maintenance. Brainwatch for these signs alongside weight loss. Loss of appetite. ongoing tiredness, night sweats, mental fog. Balance scale. If your clothes are looser but your diet hasn't changed, investigate. It could be more than metabolism. 8. Numbness or weakness in limbs. And finally, one of the most serious symptoms, neurological changes. If prostate cancer spreads to your spine and presses on your spinal cord, it can disrupt the nerves that control movement, sensation, and even bladder/bowel control. You may feel tingling in your legs or arms, sudden weakness or imbalance, trouble walking or gripping objects, or in severe cases, loss of bladder control. DNA. Why this matters. This is called spinal cord compression, and it's a medical emergency. Without rapid treatment, it can lead to permanent damage or paralysis. Speaking head. Call to action. If you or someone you love experiences these symptoms, go to the ER or contact a specialist. Time is critical. Quick recap. Are you noticing these? Let's take a quick pause and recap what we've covered so far, because even just one of these signs could mean it's time to pay closer attention. Are you waking up at night to urinate more than usual? Have you ever felt pain during ejaculation and brushed it off? Noticed blood in your urine or semen even just once? Or maybe discomfort when sitting that you can't explain? If any of this sounds familiar, you're not alone, but that doesn't mean you should wait. These symptoms might seem small, but they can be the first signs of something serious. And now, let's take it further with something real, stories of men who faced these signs and what happened next. You won't want to miss what's coming. Part 3, Real-Life Stories and Lessons from the Front Lines. You've just learned about the signs, now let's bring them to life. Because knowing what to look for is one thing, but understanding how it plays out in real people's lives makes it hit home. Let's bring these warning signs to life through real situations. Picture a retired schoolteacher in his early 70s. He always prided himself on being active, cycling every weekend, gardening, playing chess at the senior center. But he noticed something off. He couldn't sleep through the night without visiting the bathroom multiple times. He brushed it off, just getting older, he said. Until one day, blood showed up in his urine. It scared him enough to schedule a doctor's appointment. A biopsy confirmed the early stages of prostate cancer. He caught it in time, treatment began early, and the outcome was positive. But what if he hadn't listened to his body? There's also the case of a long-distance trucker who thought his persistent hip pain was just from hours of driving. He didn't expect to hear the word metastasis. The cancer had spread to his bones. He needed intensive treatment. The delay had cost him months he could have used to fight earlier. These stories aren't just about symptoms, they're about decisions. About paying attention to your gut. About choosing to act rather than wait. The lesson? Be proactive, not reactive. Speech balloon mini call to action. Don't keep this to yourself, am I? If you recognized someone you know in those stories, maybe a father, a brother, a friend, this might be the nudge they need. Take a moment to share this video with them. It could be the most meaningful thing you do for their health this year. Part 4, Hidden Risk Factors Most Men Overlook. As we shift from stories to science, here's the question, who is most at risk and why? While some risk factors are out of your control, others are fully within your reach. Understanding both is the first step to empowerment. Age is the single biggest risk factor. After 50, your risk goes up significantly. Family history matters. If a close relative had prostate or even breast cancer, your risk may double. Race and ethnicity play a role, with certain groups facing higher odds of aggressive prostate cancer. Genetics can shape how your cells grow and repair. Mutations like BRCA1 and BRCA2 aren't just about breast cancer, they affect prostate risk too. Then there's the lifestyle angle. Obesity increases your risk for aggressive forms. A sedentary lifestyle contributes to inflammation, hormone imbalance, and poor metabolic health. Diet high in red meat, dairy, and processed foods fuels oxidative stress and hormonal shifts. These aren't just statistics, they're flashing lights on the dashboard of your health. When you know your risks, you can take action. And if you're wondering, what can I actually do about this? Good news! That's what we're covering next. Part 5, Prevention and Lifestyle Strategies That Work. Let's be honest, when it comes to cancer prevention, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But let's simplify it. Small, consistent changes are more powerful than one-time overhauls. Here's your toolkit for building a stronger defense. Eat for longevity. Colorful vegetables, fruits high in antioxidants, cruciferous powerhouses like broccoli, and foods rich in lycopene, like cooked tomatoes, should be on your plate. Cut back on inflammation, limit red meats, fried foods, sugary snacks, and processed products. Move daily. Exercise doesn't need to be a marathon. A brisk walk, cycling, yoga, or even chair stretches keep your circulation, hormone balance, and mental clarity sharp. Stay lean, not thin. Aim for healthy muscle tone and waist circumference. Abdominal fat is a hormonal disruptor. Prioritize sleep. Sleep is your nightly reset button. Poor sleep can influence hormone levels tied to cancer risk. Get regular screenings. Talk to your healthcare provider about PSA testing or digital rectal exams. The earlier a change is noticed, the more options you have. You don't have to overhaul your life in one day. You just have to start. And over time, those small steps become a lifestyle, a protective shield. Clapperboard final takeaway, what this video really means for you. Let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've just uncovered. Prostate cancer doesn't always shout, more often, it whispers. It shows up in quiet disruptions, frequent bathroom trips, nagging back pain, a little fatigue that lingers longer than usual. These may seem small, until they're not. But here's the truth, your body always tries to tell you when something's wrong, you just have to learn how to listen. So if there's one lesson you take away from this video, let it be this. Don't wait for a screen when you can respond to a whisper. Whether it's you, your father, your husband, or a friend, you now know the signs. And knowledge, when acted upon, becomes power. Heavy checkmark. Be proactive, not reactive. Heavy checkmark. Get regular checkups. Heavy checkmark. Respect even the smallest changes in your body. Heavy checkmark. And most importantly, don't let fear delay action. Folded hands. If this video helped you even a little, please support us. White heavy checkmark. Click that subscribe button so you never miss a video that could change your life or someone else's. Thumbs up. Give it a like if you found this content helpful. Link. Share it with a friend, a parent, or a loved one. You never know whose life it might touch. This is Living Well Daily, where we believe health isn't just about living longer, it's about living stronger, wiser, and with purpose. Thanks for watching. Stay informed, stay empowered, and as always, live well daily.